Yo, what is up YouTube? It is Lion here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a deck that I crafted specifically for new players who are trying to earn Gods tokens quickly and have a competitive deck for ranked weekend at Mythic. This is a hyper aggro warrior deck with a mana curve that tops out at 4. The goal is to go wide, meaning play a lot of creatures to fill your side of the board, only take favorable trades to gain board control early, and then transition to attacking the opposing god to finish the game by 6 mana. Note that with this deck we take the Slayer god power and have the ability to deal 2 damage to the opponent's god for 2 mana. Typically we only want to do this when we have excess mana we cannot spend and at the end of the game to finish off the opposing god. For creatures, we focus on good stat per mana ratios like the Wild Hog, where we get 5 stats for 1 mana, and the Skeleton Heavy, where we get 6 stats for 2 mana. We also have some value from some of our creatures found in the card text. The Bladecaster scales its health every attack it survives, and the Raid Reveler has Protected, which completely negates a single source of damage. We also play 2 different relics. The Enduring Shield, which allows us to give Protected to our highest attack creature, and the Blade of Styx, which has 3 attack and God Blitz. This allows us to attack both the opposing god and their creatures the turn we play it. We only have one true utility card in the deck, which is the Munosian Infiltrator. This card sets the health amount equal to the attack amount on a creature that costs 3 mana or less. This is particularly helpful in the early game against cards like Pyramid Warden or Skeleton Heavy. Our top end cards at 4 mana are specifically geared towards clearing out opposing creatures the turn they are played and allowing your existing creatures to continue to push damage to win the game. The Archangel Bruiser is a 5/3 creature with Blitz that also gets Overkill if you are Frenzied. Frenzied means if you've dealt damage to the opposing god this turn, and Overkill means that any damage over the opposing target's health will deal splash damage randomly rolled to other valid targets. The next one is the Viking Longship. It's a 3/4 Blitz flank, and its roar gives other friendly creatures flank. Flank allows creatures to ignore frontline. The last one is Another Round, and this is a 3/3 buff. If you're frenzied, it will give 1/1 to a creature in your hand, ultimately allowing for trades, removing frontline, and finishing the game. Protected allows us to get 2-for-1 trades where we require our opponent to use more cards and resources than we have to. Relics allow us to either trade into opposing creatures, keeping our creatures free to deal damage to the opposing god, or deal direct damage to the enemy. And cards like Vicious Rend allow us to clean up creatures or deal even more burst damage to the opposing god. And all of our creatures' individual attacks generate us a lot of favor, which allow us to get cards quickly from the Sanctum. Altogether, this gives us the short burst of value advantage in the early game needed to win quickly. The drawback to decks like this, though, are losing ground early or going second against other quick aggro decks. Early board clears from control decks or large frontline creatures when we don't have the Viking Longship's flank, or the buff from Another Round on a protected creature can stop us dead in our tracks. The deck is comprised of 10 welcome cards, 13 core cards, and 7 divine order cards, and there are only 2 rares in the deck. The estimated price is 0.0052 ETH or about 20 USD. That's if you don't have any of the core cards. Just the divine order cards will only cost you about $3.50 or less than 1 Gods token. This deck is geared specifically towards new players who are starting out free to play. If you already have some Gods tokens or a bigger collection, you might have better options out there, but if you're starting fresh and you want to start earning to upgrade your decks and build different decks, this is a great one to start with. Let's take a look at it live in action at Mythic rating on Ranked Weekend. Alright, so we're going to be going against Light, and we're going first. We'll take the Slayer God power here. Alright, so in our opening hand, we don't really want Vicious Rend here. Let's throw that back. Against Light, we probably do want to try to get the Munosian Infiltrator just in case there's a Pyramid Warden. Another thing to note is Light's Levy, and a lot of our creatures are susceptible to that. So we'll throw that back. We have a Noctvi Warrior here, Skeleton Heavy. Let's throw the Skeleton Heavy back as well.
Get ready.
Okay, so we did get the Munosian Infiltrator here. I'm going to open with a Pip into the Skeleton Heavy. So there won't be a Lights Levy turn 1.
At last.
So we do actually see the same strategy being applied here with the Munosian Infiltrator. Sets our Skeleton Heavy's health to the attack. What's the play here? So we want to make good use of our mana, so we'd like to play the Tavern Brawler or the Infiltrator. I think we shouldn't expect a Pyramid Warden now. So let's go ahead and play our own Infiltrator. I think against Light we do want to trade. So we'll go ahead and trade out just to make sure to keep the board clear. If you let Light get wide, it's a problem. So gonna go ahead and summon the Acolyte there. This is great for us. We're going to be able to drop the Tavern Brawler, get the trade, go to face, and then we'll drop the Nocti Warrior. We won't take advantage of the Blitz here. We'd have to attack an opposing creature. Does not have God Blitz, only Blitz. But very situationally good. Unfortunately gets taken out by the Athenian Archer in this case. And a Cudgel of Atonement coming out, so that's going to be really useful for clearing out our creatures and going to heal their god at the end. A bit of an awkward situation here. We really don't want the damage on our Infiltrator because it'll get cleaned up with the Cudgel of Atonement here. I'm thinking we're going to play the Blade of Sticks and we're going to clear this creature. Then we're going to go ahead and go face. Not the most mana efficient, but we really do need to establish board. If we don't go wide here, we will lose the game.
At last.
All right. So we can use the Infiltrator here, and we can set the Skeleton Heavy to 2. Then we're probably going to want to play the Raid Reveler here and clear out both of these creatures to prevent it from dying. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, yeah, we'll be okay with that. We could have actually gotten the Bronze Servant to prevent the Relic there. That would have been a better play. That's unfortunate. All right, well, in this case, we are still going to trade here, kill this creature. And at 15, if we get the Bronze Servant here, it would force the Relic use. Let's just go ahead and pass to not signal it and see if they don't end up using it. Really, it would be a bummer if an Athenian Archer takes out the Protected on our Raid Reveler and we lose that to the Cudgel when we could have played around that. So luckily our opponent didn't use the Relic here. So what I'm going to do here is attack with the Munosian Infiltrator, and then we'll trade out the dog with the Nocti Warrior. This will open our Raid Reveler back up to hit face, and then we'll pick up the Bronze Servant to clear that Relic. Being aware of what's in the Sanctum at all times is important, as you saw earlier when we kind of misplayed there. Luckily, we were still able to get value out of it, but one of the big benefits of this deck is we have a lot of creatures generating us favor, so we can get cards out of the Sanctum. It's kind of necessary for our continued value generation. So we can get up to 15. I'd really rather not trade in here. We can get up to 15 and play the wind-up roller. I think let's do that. And then let's see what we can draw. So we draw another round. Unfortunately, it doesn't really have much benefit to us here. We'll just go ahead and God Power. And I kind of want to save these Vicious Wrens as a surprise to end the game, so we'll pass. So our opponent played Cern there and a Pyramid Warden. We don't have a Munosian Infiltrator. We played both of them, so that's a little unfortunate. We can't another round onto our Raid Reveler here. We have an awkward amount of damage no matter how we look at this. I think, though, we need to play...
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah, let's play another round on our Bronze Servant. This is going to be a bit awkward here, but we're going to hit here. We'll finish with the Vicious Rend. That's getting us back a Skeleton Heavy. And let's just take out Cern, because whenever a friendly character, or I'm sorry, after a friendly creature is healed, they draw. So let's just hit here and take out Cern as well. So really showing the power of the buff off of another round. Unfortunately, we didn't get to use the Tech of the Munosian on the Pyramid Warden, but still a great outcome here. So a lot of value here out of the cards from Turtle. These are a lot of Genesis cards, more expensive cards, and we're gonna have a hard time keeping up with that naturally. So we can't really get the favor that we need to be able to take out the creature with a form of power and our shield. Let's go ahead and play out our hand. We're gonna play the Enduring Shield here. We're gonna go ahead and put the Trial Spirit. I think we're just gonna throw it on the Raid Reveler. Our Skeleton Heavy gets cleared by the Acolyte anyways.
I can't do that.
And we're just gonna go ahead and go face here. At this point, we've set them fairly low. We're feeling comfortable in health, and we're just gonna go ahead and go face. Hopefully, we're able to get through before anything too big comes out. Okay, they're digging. Plays the Ambitious Adventurer. Wonder what they're looking for. Pretty good, a Light's Levy. Okay.
My turn.
So Wild Hog here. So 3, 4, 5, 6. We can do 6 directly. That might be the best play here. Puts him at 2 and then 1 more God Power. So you have to kind of think when do you stop trading and when do you start going face? Now I could trade out into here with the shield, get the shield back to take out this creature, and then play the Wild Hog. That could maybe be a better chance of getting lethal, but I think what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna go face. We're gonna drop the Wild Hog. We're also gonna hit face again here to get that onto the Wild Hog. We have lethal. We'll look into the Sanctum, grab the Vow of Champions, and deal 2 damage directly to the opposing god there. And hey, great favor generation by going wide. All right, and there it is. That is our basically free to play war list at Mythic on ranked weekend at around 1600 rating. We played first against Light, which is an advantage, but we had a distinct disadvantage in the value of the cards that we played against. We had about as I said, a $20 deck, and we played against a couple $1,000 deck there. So just to show you that you can do really well with these cheaper decks. It just depends on how you play it, the circumstances, and obviously going first in that made a big difference, but we still were able to beat a deck worth a lot more. I hope you were able to get something out of the video. Let me know what you think about the deck list in the comments below, and until next time, peace.